is up, guys, and good morning. Today we're going to be heading down to the shop. It's going to be Mountain Made Mondays. It's okay. Yeah. I know. Lika has discovered that one of our neighbors has cats, and that I think they've been leaving cat food outside. Yesterday, Lika came home with a cat food container in her mouth. And we don't want her to go over there again.
We're working on it. We live in a really cool community where there's actually no fencing allowed, and that's to help allow for the wildlife migration patterns, because there's lots of elk and moose and deer that migrate through these areas, and so you're not allowed to have fences, and that includes dog fences. So we have a couple different types of collars that we've been trying to use to train Lika where our property boundaries are, so she doesn't run into the road or run into a neighbor's yard. She's very, very smart. And she's also got a mind of her own, so she's a little bit difficult to train. We are up for the challenge, and you know, it's a process. Like with any dog, you have to reinforce constantly, and a lot of positive feedback and positive reinforcement. And I would say she is slowly getting the hang of it.
We're about to jump in the truck and head into the valley.
All this time you thought we'd never pay the price.
Wonderland out there.
Snow inside my boot.
Oh man. It's pretty cool. For the very first time of 2022, I feel like, we are under a winter weather advisory. We had a ton of snow in December of 2021, and we were really excited because we thought the winter was off to a great start. We'd get a ton of snow, and then it just stopped snowing. It's been mild and really dry, which is not great for the summer season. Today though, we've woken up to probably only like 3 or 4 inches, but enough to get us excited about it, that's for sure. Hopefully the drive down is uneventful.
But we're like kind of getting to that point where it's late enough into the season that I'm like, no, stop snowing. Melt. We're ready for spring.
Yeah.
Like I was really excited for like a big hardy winter, and then it just stopped snowing, and it was cold, but there was no snow. And now the snow, like at the resorts and stuff, it's like not good, and this little skiff of snow like isn't enough to make it good. So it's like
we need it.
We absolutely need the moisture, but it's just like, you know, it's just dragging out winter and like making it more of a pain in the butt. So I don't know. But maybe it'll just snow for the next like 3 weeks, and we can get a bunch of snow, and that'll be exciting. But I'm getting ready for spring.
Basically, what you're saying is either you want full-on winter, or just turn into summer.
Yes. I hate this, like, you know,
transition
push and pull that
right.
Mother Nature does to us. But.
All those little moments, the bites you didn't catch me looking over your shoulder, just at the right time. Those little moments all led me to you.
Y'all might have noticed that Brandon hasn't been in the last 1 or maybe 2 videos, and that's because Brandon had a fully paid 2-week vacation so that he had time to rest and recover from COVID and not feel any pressure to come back to work before he was ready. We absolutely love Brandon and cannot thank him enough for all the work that he's done to help us building our house, and we take our responsibility to him and his family very seriously. So every time that he's not at our house, he's still getting paid. He basically has unlimited sick days because we really appreciate all the work that he does to help us out. We're actually here at Home Depot, not to go shopping, but to meet him in the valley.
Yeah, when we first hired Brandon as an employee, I basically offered Brandon the position as a salary position. He was gonna get paid whether he came to work or not, and that was because I was making the commitment to take care of Brandon's family because he was gonna change from his previous job to our business. We're blocking the road here. And that was something that I made a commitment to Brandon and his family, that I was going to take care of them because he was coming to help take care of us, whether we had work for him or not. So even if Brandon is sick or he doesn't come to work, he's always still getting the same amount of pay, and that's a commitment that we've made.
Speak of the devil. Turn the car off.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good. I'm gonna like cut that one board, and then we're gonna be basically testing all the stuff that they've done in the van.
Okay.
So I don't think you need to come out there.
Okay. go. Well, I'll see you guys in the morning then.
All right, buddy.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too.
See
you
ya.
later.
Hello.
Oh, look at your Tyvek suit, bro.
You didn't know Walter White was working for Mountain.
Oh, I like this color so much.
So much.
Good morning. Hi.
Allie likes the wet porpoise.
Wet porpoise, that's right.
Wet porpoise.
Are you guys excited to test the water system? Just had nightmares about it all day.
So these guys have been hard at work on Pamela 2.0, who's really close to being done. And today is a pretty pivotal day. We've never tested the water system in the van, and we're testing it today. Pressure testing the hot and cold. How you feeling, Matt?
We'll make it happen.
Yeah. I have total confidence that it's going to go smoothly and seamlessly, and these guys know exactly what they're doing. So if I had built this van, I would not have a lot of confidence, but it's going to be perfect.
So it's really funny because I know both of these guys are super confident and super capable, but when you have like 250,000 people or more watching via our YouTube channel, there's a lot of pressure. So these guys are like, they're feeling under a lot of pressure and they're like nervous and they want to make sure everything like turns out beautifully. I have full confidence that it's going to, but we're gonna test it right now just to be sure.
Pressure on the pressure test?
There's pressure on the pressure test. So we're gonna be filling up the water tank. All of the plumbing and everything is in its final location. Some of it would be very difficult to remove and replace right now if there was an issue, which is why there are some nerves. But we're basically gonna be testing all of the fixtures which are installed now. The sink, the drain in the shower going into the gray tank, everything from A to Z is going to be tested today, and we're really excited to see it all in action. I was going to say see it all in function. We're excited to see it all in action. Tell that these guys have set up the fixtures here in the kitchen for the grand reveal.
Oh shit.
Actually, they probably just did this so that, you know.
Dust didn't get on it.
Yeah, it doesn't get dusty and doesn't get scratched. But you guys want to see the fixtures? Did you say don't look under there?
Look under there.
2,
3.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow, so crisp, so
Looks
clean.
Fancy.
Looks awesome. Oh my gosh,
what's
who
going
cut
on here?
this hole in the sink? It looks amazing.
I'm just kidding.
Like, don't even.
Bryce goes.
We have a water filter, a regular faucet, and then a soap hand pump.
This reminds me of the Tin Man's oil can.
It's really nice.
So we're trying to get everything ready so that we can actually fill up the tank and test the system. We're gonna drag the hose over here and connect it to a filter and basically start filling up the tank. But first, Matt is actually in here trying to get a little test run going. So our battery system is gonna go in here and we're gonna temporarily set it in there and connect it so that we have some power to these wires. And then he's kind of hot wiring a little switch over here so that we can turn the water pump on without having everything like fully installed. It's just really nerve-wracking, you know, because you gotta like test all the like plumbing and all that stuff, but like it's not done, so you don't want to fully install everything. So we kind of got to like hot wire things to make sure they work. I have full confidence, but it's still a little nerve-wracking. So back here we have a water filter, which I'm actually going to go and flush right now, because when you use one of these for the first time, this is basically like a Brita, like a carbon filter, and for like the first 5 minutes it just blows black, like it looks like soot, but it's just like little carbon particles that make it through the filter. And so you got to do that before you put it in your tank, or else your tank's going to be full of carbon. All right, now in theory, if I just walk that way, this should unravel one ring at a time. Oh, look, it's working. You can't just tighten those up.
Don't
because they're
jinx it.
90. You'd have to like cut the pipe to tighten it and then reattach.
Hi. What's that?
So we have our fill point here that's located in the back, and it fills directly into our 35-gallon water tank. The water pump and the filters and all the other stuff are in here in this box. And basically now we just want to attach our little flexible hose here Gotta make sure these are all real tight so that we don't have a little leak on our hands. Screw this onto our hose. Guess we've got it all connected. There's only one thing left to do, and that's kick the hose on and check for leaks, at least pre-water pump. You wanna do the honors, Matt?
Yeah. Just hope water goes through.
Tell Matt when.
Oh, he's good to go whenever.
All right, yeah, Bryce, you make the call.
Let her rip.
All right, here we go.
Well, it sounds like
It's definitely going into the tank.
Oh my goodness.
See you guys in 45 minutes.
Oh my God, it worked.
Well, actually, we don't know if it's leaking in here. We should probably.
At least water went in.
All right, so now we have this system set up so that once the tank is completely full, it has like an overflow. It has like a breather, but it's also going to be where you know that the tank is full. So as soon as this fills all the way up, it's going to actually start to weep out of a hole that's underneath the van, or well, it's a PEX pipe that comes down. So we're going to test that part and make sure it works right now. As you can maybe see, the level is right here. So once the level gets to this point, it's actually not going to start weeping out, because this line goes over and then it goes up about 10 inches. And we did that so that when you hit the gas, the water coming back doesn't just spew out of that hole every time you hit the gas. It has this little, maze that it has to go through so that air and water can be forced out of that hole, but it's not just going to come out of it easily. And that loop comes all the way, up right here, and then goes over and goes out the bottom of the van. So here any second now. Oh, I can hear it. We're pressurizing, baby. Oh, I got some drips. All right, so now it's spewing out of there. So go ahead and, shut the water off.
So step one is done. We filled the tank. All the fittings up into the pump are now pressurized, basically, and we know they're not leaking. So
Yay!
on to step two.
It's fully pressurized and you're moving on to electrical?
Yeah, so we're gonna take the Goal Zero and slide it. Should we just leave it in the plastic?
Yeah.
You're mixing water and electrical.
Oh, this is really light.
How strong that guy.
We got the Goal Zero set inside the van here. Now we've got it connected to the fuse block, and Matt is going to temporarily connect the water pump switch. We're gonna go in the back and witness everything with really close eyes and a flashlight to make sure there's no drips anywhere.
Basically, the fuse is going to act as a switch.
Oh man.
You guys ready?
Hope all these fittings are tight.
All right, here we go.
Good?
Wow. Does this come on? Yeah, it's pumping away. Super quiet, eh? Can you guys even hear it?
Barely.
Yeah. That's why I had to ask at first.
Breathe, Bryce. Breathe.
Everything's gonna be all right.
It's really quiet.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
So we've got pretty much everything dialed in. The system got pressurized. We started draining the shower and the sink and filling up all the lines with water, so letting all the air out, filling up the water heater, getting everything like in really good looking shape. We're getting ready to test the water heater, and so we had to make sure it was full. We started draining things into the gray tank, and there was a couple little pinhole leaks down here by some of the fittings. So we're gonna redo those fittings, make sure they're nice and watertight. And right now we're actually gonna test our solenoid valve that drains the gray tank into a bucket, or we're gonna have a hose that you can connect where you can drain it into like a black water dump station or something like that. But Matt, why don't you go ahead and activate this valve, and hopefully it doesn't spray me in the face. Let's make a noise. Yeah.
Ooh. Beautiful.
All in all, everything has been pretty successful. We've got a few minor things that we need to kind of tweak and fix. All in all, I'm really excited and pretty pleased with how it's turning out. All right, so now that we've gotten done eating our pizza, we are going to go ahead and get the van started up. One thing about the IsoTemp water heater, which is what we've installed as our water heater option, is that it's heated off of the coolant from the engine. So whenever you're running your vehicle, it's heating a tank of 10 gallons of water for you that you can readily use as soon as you stop. Also, once that tank is full, you can top off your water tank so the 35 gallons turns into 45 gallons of storage. So we have a lot of water storage. But when we start this up, it's going to start taking all the coolant from the engine and sending it to fill those lines that go back to the IsoTemp. So we've got to readily fill the coolant reservoir back up and make sure that it doesn't suck a bunch of air into the system and cause problems.
I used to be kind of sane.
Neither one of them are hot?
I used to act kind of normal. I couldn't complain. Now it's never the same. I found myself picking pieces of my scattered brain.
Well, this is having to take a little bit longer than we expected because the lines have to bleed out air pressure so that they can pressurize, and there's a lot happening over here. Bryce is changing for the day. At least we have leftover pizza, and Matt brought in some chocolate and goodies for us to snack on, so everybody...
Leo's handling it like a champ.
Actually, that's what I'm the most excited about. Leo has been handling this like a champ, which is always a toss-up.
How you doing, bud?
Are you just drooling on the little wrap?
Are you enjoying your time here? You like the shop?
Okay.
All right. He's responding in his head, I'm sure.
Good.
There's a lot of technical stuff that's going on here, and we want to make sure that we're doing it right. Also, these coolant lines are really long, so to get the air out of all the coolant lines and to get the air... Oh, no. And to get the air out of the actual IsoTemp, proving to be pretty difficult to actually bleed the whole system, and it's just taking a really long time because only a little bit of air is coming out, you know, every time we like stop this and start this and fill it up and whatnot.
And it's hot now, so we're just being very careful not to accidentally explode any coolant on anybody. We're taking all the precautions, and so far it's going well. It's just taking a long time.
That's exactly right. All right, guys, we are winding down for the day. I was just finishing up some emails and some business stuff dealing with Mountain Made vans and whatnot, and Allie and I are basically getting ready to just kick back, relax on the couch, and watch some Netflix. And thanks to Surfshark, the sponsor of today's video, we can watch some shows that aren't available here in the US. Surfshark is a VPN service that makes online privacy easy and attainable. It encrypts all internet traffic sent to and from your devices to ensure that your IP address remains hidden. And unlike other VPN services, you can use it on as many devices as you like, simultaneously. Which is perfect for when we can't find a movie or TV series on a streaming platform in the US. Despite paying a subscription, we can look into other countries by logging into Surfshark. You can choose any country to stream from without even being there. Let me just say, if you don't have a VPN, you're leaving yourself vulnerable, and I highly recommend having one. Plus, there's a lot of perks, like being able to watch shows that aren't available in your respective country. Now, if you guys want to try Surfshark, you guys can get a great deal. Right now, they're giving 3 months free and 83% off to anybody that clicks the link in our description and gives them a try. So I highly recommend it. You got nothing to lose, and let me just say, it's extremely affordable. So thanks again to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. We're gonna go watch a movie. We'll see you in the morning. What's up, guys, and good morning. Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different as we left you guys last night in the shop. I guess what we're doing isn't that much different because we're actually going back to the shop. Pretty much everything worked out with the van except for bleeding the air out of the IsoTemp system. That system is a little intricate, and we're gonna have to actually install a bleeder at a high point in the system to help get the air out of it. So we're gonna be doing that today, and then that should be all up, running in tip-top shape. I'm really excited to get that thing fully running. But today, we're gonna be doing more cabinets. No, I'm just kidding. We've actually gotten a lot of comments of people saying, like, please, no more cabinets. People are sick of watching us build cabinets, and I don't blame you because I'm sick of making cabinets. And we still have to do all of the built-in cabinets in the bedroom. We're not gonna be doing that right now. it snowed a little bit more last night, so we've got like a nice, 4 to 6 inches or something out here, which I'm actually not too upset about, but it did come at a perfect time because today we were gonna be loading up all of the parts, the rooftop tent, our new roof rack, like everything that we have for the 4Runner. We're gonna load up into Brandon and I's trucks. We're gonna head down to the shop and we're gonna be installing all these parts on the 4Runner because Allie and I are heading to southern Utah. We're going on an adventure. We're going down where it's warm and hopefully we have a lot of fun. But as for this morning, we're just gonna be loading things into our snowy trucks and hitting the road. Allie's getting ready to leave. Brandon and I are gonna be heading out to load everything into the truck. How you doing today, Brandon?
Doing good. What's up, everybody?
We are not wasting any time this morning. We're gonna head out and load up all the stuff we have for the 4Runner, and of course, it's starting to snow again.
Going out of my mind in the middle, wasting all of my time in the middle. I take a bite then spit it out.
All right, we made it to the shop. I thought we were stopping to go pick up our packages, so I went there. They told me, no, just go to Home Depot. So I went to Home Depot, and when I got to Home Depot, I realized they had texted me again saying, no, just meet us at the shop. So I'm a little bit late. Everybody's already here, but I made it in one piece. The roads coming down the canyon were not as terrible as I was expecting, and it's much less snowy and much easier to drive down here in the valley. How's it going? Good, good. I just took a tour of the valley,
Yeah, I figured you missed the dirt or something.
Yeah. No, I got to Home Depot and then I saw your text that said go right to the shop.
Oh.
And then I was already at Home Depot and I was like, oh, good, okay.
If I try to climb up the wall, everyone can see when I fall. Nothing really matters at all. Pull me out of this place in the middle, Nothing more to embrace in the middle.
Thought I was gonna hit
You're a better
Bryce.
driver than Trent.
I'm a better driver than Trent.
Wow.
Did you see the control and the speed?
I would have done it
It's
10
like
times
fifth
faster.
gear coming up the driveway.
Everything is unloaded and organized, but before we start working on the 4Runner, we wanted to finish up the loose ends from last night, trying to adjust and set,
Trying to fine tune.
fine tune, I don't even know what to call it, the whole water system in Pamela 2.0.
So I think we've got it all figured out. An isotemp system is just like a very unique system that's like hydronic. It uses the radiator and the coolant from the engine to actually send coolant back to the water heater to heat your water. And it's a really cool system because if you're gonna be driving and you're gonna be driving anyways, you're not spending any extra energy or any extra propane or anything like that to be heating 10 gallons of water. So it's a really, really cool system and we're excited to see it in action. Right now, I think we've got the whole system bled, so there's no more air in the coolant system. Gonna give it a little bit of time and test it out. While we're waiting for that, Brandon and I are gonna start disassembling the roof rack on the Toyota because it's getting a new roof rack. We gotta get the roof nest up there. We have a lot of work to do on the 4Runner.
We've had all these parts stored in the Shelter Logic next to Terry for almost a year. We ordered them before we got our van shipped back to us from Argentina, and we wanted to take some camping trips after having returning from Argentina. Okay, so we wanted to order a bunch of parts. We wanted to go camping before we had our van shipped back to us from Argentina, and we didn't have a vehicle to do that, so we decided to do some really fun car camping, and we ordered some fun parts that actually were super delayed because of COVID and shipping delays and just a huge mess of stuff. So we only got to use the rooftop tent, I think once or twice last year, and we're really excited to break it in and kind of get a feel for it and for some car camping and overlanding. It's going to be a little bit interesting with 2 dogs and a baby. Trent's really excited though.
Yeah, it's also gonna be really cold, so
Oh,
we're gonna have to. It's gonna be a 3-dog night, as they say in Alaska.
hilarious.
Voila.
So the entire roof rack and light bar is installed, and now they're just trying to figure out how to wire it correctly so it's out of the way and functional, and there are no instructions.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, I could have probably spent like $1,000 on some like Forerunner specific light bar that has all the stuff, but like when you buy the universal stuff.
You're just taping it together.
Oh no, I'm just taping this to this green wire to pull it through the boot.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
I wouldn't do anything like that. All right, so I think we have finally finished the light bar install. Actually, it looks really, really cool from this angle.
Yeah,
You ready to test it out?
let's see if it works. Ooh,
Bam!
blinded by the light.
Pretty bright, huh?
It is daytime.
That is super bright.
Yeah. That's just gonna help us driving home at night.
Absolutely.
Much less camping, right? That'll be
Yeah,
awesome.
It's gonna be nice driving up the canyon.
Yeah. And it looks really smooth. You
Just
guys
don't forget to turn it off when someone's coming.
see, yeah, you're right.
That is extra blinding.
Blind somebody else.
Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good.
It's great, yeah.
Spin it around.
Yeah, so it's easiest to walk. Pick it up, and then we're gonna walk back here and then walk forward. Once we get back here, we have to like.
Okay.
Let's just heat who hat now.
Okay, heat, hootin' hut.
Oh no!
Oh, Trent,
Thanks,
get the
Bryce.
Oh no!
I'm not you, dude. You're like, I'm the front guy.
So tell me that I'm about to die.
I was taking care of myself, Brett. The right side's kind of weak, don't you think? Hey, I'm not wussing. I just have extra bolts over here. Hold on, I'm just getting up on this nice outlanding ladder.
Whew.
Nice and light, huh? Me and Trent did this by ourselves the first time.
Wow.
Strong.
Yeah, well, you
Grab onto my strong hand.
Trent wanted to do it, me and him, and I was pregnant. I was like,
Come
I'll
on,
in
Allie.
for Brand.
You got that pregnant woman strength.
Yeah.
You can lift a car off a baby.
That's right. These guys are so strong and doing an incredible job mounting the roof nest on top of the Forerunner. Bryce keeps forgetting the word overlanding and calling it outlanding. Outlander? Outlandering? We're gonna go outlandering. We're switching gears today. Back and forth.
Yes, we are switching gears. The water heater, I think, is hot, and the water is hot, so we're gonna test to see how hot the water is.
And if it's not hot, it's
Cold.
cold. I was gonna say Trent's fault, but cold is good.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
It's gonna take a minute for the hot water to get up here.
I was gonna say drum roll, but it's gonna take like.
Long drum roll.
We're... Oh, it's not even working. Oh!
No.
Oh!
Let's all touch it.
Oh, that's so warm. You could take a shower in
That's
that.
hot.
That is
Yeah,
hot.
touch it, Matt.
That's warmer than the
Brandon, you know you want to get in here.
Brandon, take your fingers. Go get it, boy.
That's at the lowest temperature too.
That is nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Free.
Yeah.
Didn't cost any propane. We didn't have to use any battery power. It's like just a byproduct of like driving and running the engine.
That's cool.
That's incredible.
Technology for the win.
And there's 10 gallons, so that's a hefty shower.
That's a real shower.
Yeah,
Yeah. It does look amazingly perfect though.
We'll get it.
Like the
I know it's already perfect, and he's like, I'm gonna redo half of this.
I know.
This is just.
I know that you guys are happy with it, but see these spots here? It's like, no. He's like, I'm gonna fix those. We don't see anything.
Well, me and the person that bought the van would stare at it every time we walked.
It's true.
All right, Leo, I know you're holding the GoPro. Are you ready to hit the road? Mommy's hungry and Daddy's about to pass out. He just always has the biggest eyes, like, whoa! He just always looks like that. I don't know why. He's always surprised. He's gonna be a model. Just like always got his eyes wide open. Anyway, love you guys. See you Thursday.
Love y'all.
Thank you.
See you Thursday.
Lock the car.
Yeah, do you have keys?
I do.
In case somebody breaks in here, they can't steal my goodies out of the back.
I ate all the goodies.
Oh.
Super productive day, getting so much done. There's just not enough hours in the day. We have to clean up Pamela and get her ready to be sold. We have to clean up Terry and get her ready to be sold. We are trying to go somewhere warm because it's absolutely freezing out here. And we're trying to get the 4Runner ready. So there's just like lots of little projects. Oh, and our house isn't done. But everybody's happy, everybody's healthy, and that's really the most we could ask for. So all in all, it was a really good day.
Yeah, we had a great day down here at the shop with Brandon and Bryce and Matt, and honestly it's just a lot of fun to be in the shop with the boys and working on basically anything. So
And the
I had a
girl.
lot of fun. Yeah, and the girl and Leo.
And Leo.
All the boys and Allie. Anyway, we had a lot of fun yesterday and today, and we hope you guys enjoyed coming along on this adventure. If you guys did, make sure you show us by giving us a big thumbs up on today's video. Consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Adios.
I was on a plane to California. I had all the time I'd ever need. Did you even know I was looking for you? I think that I was hiding